Yeah, we just watched the Max Verstappen Dutch Grand Prix. I don't really know what to think of it.
It was probably one of the most boring races of the season.
But was it? Because there was rain and stuff and Perez being an idiot.
But results-wise, there was nothing going on, was there?
It's probably one of the most random Grand Prix I've seen in terms of like just people I don't know how anyone, usually you kind of track someone's race. I don't know how anyone ended up anywhere. Russell was second, then he was last, and he was like third, and then he
Jumped off the track
again and blew his car up. Yeah, I don't really know what was going on. Can Max Verstappen be stopped?
Well, not at the moment. Not in a rocket ship.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go straight in. The car's not that good. The car ain't that good, and I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you for why. The car's good. Obviously, it's a very good car. But Perez, believe it or not, Perez isn't an idiot. I don't quite believe that. And he qualified 7th. He's throwing it in the wall, just doing everything he can to be a nuisance to the sport and to bring the sport into disrepute. Got a speeding penalty. Do you think he's doing a good job?
Oh, like we discussed in the race, I think it's just how badly he's treated at Red Bull. He's lost passion because he was good when he first got in the car, and then he's been treated so badly that he can't do it anymore.
Do you mean first got in the car in terms of this season, or when he joined?
When he joined Red Bull.
Was he good though? He was still like half a second of Max every weekend.
Yeah, that is the skill difference between them. But I don't like he's terrible now, and it's just because he's not in the game. His head is not in the game. He's terrified of Ricardo, hot on his heels, jumping into his seat.
He doesn't need to be taken. He needs to be. Well, I mean, Ricardo's got broken wrists. So what's he going to do? Now we should challenge him to a fight. Let's have a boxing match. See what you can do with your broken wrist. So, speaking actually, while we're here, Liam Lawson obviously replaced Ricardo for this weekend. You don't rate him for some reason. You're a hater.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I never really saw him in Formula 2 do that well, but I didn't watch a lot of races. So, but I never caught him out I never saw him as someone with that much potential.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's not a Norris. He's not a Leclerc. Leclerc. We'll get onto Leclerc. But I think he did really well. He beat his teammate. He literally got off his sofa, farted, got off his sofa, and jumped in an F1 car for the first time in the wet. I don't know if it's the first time, but you know what I mean. Race weekend, 13th in that shit box, and beat Tsunoda. I think that is very nice.
I think it's worth saying Tsunoda did have damage towards the end of the race.
I don't care. Did he get damaged? Wow.
I can't remember. I remember him moaning about it on the radio.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Still, you know, it's pretty good. Leclerc, Ferrari. Let's just... I don't know what Leclerc was doing this weekend. All weekend, he's been a ghost. He's been a realm of himself. I'm not even saying words that make sense, but you know what I mean. And when I saw Liam Lawson, the guy that just farted and got off the sofa, to get an AlphaTauri, overtaking him on track on merit, I felt sadness in my soul.
I definitely feel like they pulled Leclerc off just to fake that he had damage, just to calm down the embarrassment. Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't believe for a second he had damage. He smashed his wing up. Who was it? Russell Norris? I can't remember, but he smashed his wing up fighting with someone. They changed it immediately. That was it.
He was fine after that, yeah. And then as soon as Lawson gets past him.
Yeah. I was surprised that he even smashed the wing up that much. It was such a light tap. I don't buy that there was more damage.
Yeah, not at all. And they were looking at the back for the damage as well. Like that, he touched him on the front right. Nothing. I think
Leclerc is embarrassed. Liam Lawson did 2 farts, got off and went and beat Leclerc on merit in the race. I don't buy the damage thing. They had enough. He wanted to go and watch Gran Turismo at the cinema. And he just played. That's another one. George Russell as well. He got a puncture and just stopped. He was just like, I can't be asked. Do you know what it is? I'm going to go to a bar or something, have a laugh.
He just loves to jump off the track whenever there's a little bit of difficulty in front of him.
I think he had the most erratic race today, where he was second at one point, then he's at the back, then he's back again. Like,
fighting with Lewis, just touching the grass for no particular reason.
I think it was like the best we've seen of Russell and the absolute diabolical worst we've seen all in one race.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. He had some good moves and had some absolutely terrible moves.
Can we go back to Perez for a second? How is he not second in that car?
I've told you, it's just his mental state is not in the game.
Because he's mental. Why is he throwing it into the wall? Why is he speeding in the pit? Just little things. Why are you speeding in the pit lane? No one's even near him.
He's not concentrating.
But no one's even near Fernando. He had about 10 seconds off Fernando. And Max is on a different... He's already at Monza. So what are you doing speeding in the pit lane? Who are you racing that hard? I don't understand. I don't get it. Anyway, I've slagged them off enough for today. There will be more, but we'll leave them for now. So we talked about McLaren. What do you think what they were doing today?
Oh, I mean, I think we all know the strategy was terrible.
We're not biased. We're not biased. We're completely impartial.
Yeah, but the strategy with calls were just terrible at the start with the rain, and then I don't really know what they just lost it. They lost all composure.
Yeah,
they did. The drivers did well to get back, but the team just fell apart that race.
Yeah, I just feel like they couldn't figure out if they wanted to fuck Norris over or Piastri. They were just taking it in turns. 1 second, like, Norris was doing well, and then they were like, we'll give Piastri a good strategy. And then he's doing a bit too well. Let's bin his strategy off and just ruin it. But for Lando to go back to 7th, I believe it was, off the top of my bonds, really good recovery, because I thought he was completely in the bin after they messed up the first strategy call. I don't know what they're thinking of. Can you cope with the rain? No, it's slick tires and it's drenched.
It's like even when he was stuck behind Tsunoda, why didn't they just pull him into pit again? He wasn't gaining any ground there. But it's like they had Ferrari's usual strategy, and Ferrari's strategy was even worse than their usual strategy.
Do you know what it was like? It was like they were watching the race with like a time delay. Like they had like a 2-lap time delay. Every decision they made was just ultimately like the right call, but just too late.
Absolutely.
So, but like you said off camera, all of the big teams didn't do a good job today.
Yeah. Well, I think they all got a little bit confused at the rain at the start, and then they were just trying to make up for lost ground, but they weren't actually focusing on the race, actually what was happening in front of them.
But this is what I mean about how random it was. Like how like Lewis was like last at one point and he ended up in 6th, and Russell ended up nowhere. Piastri was kind of the only one he was always hovering around that kind of 10th place for most of the race.
Yeah. I mean, like Gasly, I was surprised with. He did pull it out of the bag at the end, but he still didn't have an amazing race.
How did he get there? I have no idea how he ended. I literally have no idea how he ended up there. We got to the end of the race. I was like, oh, I guess that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he was doing good moves that the commentary were mentioning, but they weren't showing it at all.
Yeah, like he flew completely under the radar in this race. It was only when Perez got his time penalty that I was like, oh, who's going to get? Oh, Gasly's going to get 3rd.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Again, we're completely impartial. I'm not a massive Gasly fan. I don't believe the hype, but you got to give the devil his due. Everyone else was losing their head, chucking it off the road, getting passed by Liam Lawson, who did 3 farts, came off the sofa, past Charles Leclerc. So he kept his head. I think it's one of those races where if you just keep your head and don't fuck around too much with the strategy, you're going to do okay.
Yeah, it's definitely the strategy that defined the strategy at the start defined every team for the whole race.
Yeah,
and we sort of had 3 races in one, as we were saying earlier. You got like the sergeant going off. Well,
bless him.
That was a restart of the race, and then the red flag was the 3rd restart of the race. So it's a It was an interesting one, but not that interesting.
Yeah. It's like it's the most boring, interesting race we've had in ages.
Yeah, that's the weirdest way of describing it, but it is what happened.
I'm going to come to the rescue of Logan Sargent. I rate Logan Sargent. I followed him for his junior career. Not followed him, like, not to his house. But on... but if I followed him, bit of F3. And don't forget, maybe you don't know, when Oscar Piastri won the F3 championship, it was a three-way fight in the last race between Teo Pourchaire, Logan Sargent, and Piastri. And we know how good Piastri is, so Sargent's no slump. And in F2, he had a really good season last year. Struggled a bit at the beginning, but then kind of came to his own. So I really rate him. I think he's got really good speed. I think where I've seen, you made a comparison with Latifi, and I think that's grossly unfair. Because Latifi was slow and smashed the car up and was useless. Whereas Logan is quick, but he smashes the car up too much. And I think once he stops throwing the car on the wall, he's going to be very good. I think he's got a lot of potential. We've got to remember, he's a full-blown rookie. He's not Nick de Vries with his FE champion. And look how fucking shit he was. This is a full-blown rookie, never even set foot in an F1 car before. Give him time. Give him time. I think he's done enough to deserve another season.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even remember how he went off now. He definitely just...
Oh, he just lost it. And
he just loves to jump off the track every now and then.
Yeah.
But, like, he never does anything memorable for me.
I think that crash was pretty... Well, you don't even remember the crash. It's quite a good one.
Yeah, I mean, like... But he never makes them good plays and you think, oh, yeah, this guy's going to be something one day. It's more just like, oh, he'll hang around until his seat is wanted by someone better.
I don't think he's world champion material, but I think he could be race win material one day. I think he'd be a really, really solid, like, Bottas. Why is every other driver on the grid escape my mind right now? Like a really solid Bottas he could be.
like a Gasly or
a Gasly. Ricciardo. Well, people think Ricciardo's world champion.
They're wrong.
I think he's... No, I don't believe that. Is there any argument for that? He used to give Max a run for his money.
No, he's washed now. How old did we work out he was?
34.
Yeah, he's washed.
I think it is. Ricardo's a sad one because it's like, I think of like, you know, like the 50-year-old in the pub. You know, I used to... that's going to be him. Yeah, I used to beat Max Verstappen, you know. Really? 12-time... world champion, Max was, yeah. On my day, I used to beat him. And they're like, yeah, whatever, old man.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I feel like everyone's always going to like him because he's got a good personality. But realistically, he's washed on the track now. Maybe he'll come back and he's a better...
He's been beating Tsunoda. When he's got both his wrists, he's been beating Tsunoda.
Yeah, but he's got passion because he's come back into it. But... He'll soon fall back into the ways he was at McLaren.
Do you think he'll end up back in that Red Bull seat?
If Perez carries on the way he's going.
But I mean, like, what? Obviously, Perez is gone. Perez is gone. Bye, Vamos. See you later. Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you. But is Ricciardo going to be the guy to replace him? Or is it Tsunoda? Or is it Lawson?
It's definitely not Tsunoda.
Why is that? Because I think there's absolutely no chance on God's green earth that Tsunoda gets into that car. But why is that?
I don't know. He's just...
he's a journeyman.
He's very good at helping Red Bull from an AlphaTauri position.
Yeah, I cannot... I just don't... People have been jumping on his... I was going to say something right now. I can't say that. People have been jumping on his lap recently, but I just don't get the hype. I don't. I just don't see it. I'm not convinced. I'm not interested.
Yeah. He's too short as well. Let's be honest.
What do you think about? I'm jumping all over the place, but I want to cover some other teams. Haas, spare a thought for them today.
Oh, I said to you, didn't I? As soon as I saw Magnussen up in, was it 7th?
7th, yeah.
I said this guy's losing this race.
literally just. I haven't seen someone tumble backwards that far for a long time. Like, unless there's like a massive tire discrepancy or something, or someone who's been out from the start of the race. This was like reasonably similar tire life and just going like a roulette machine. Is that how that works? No. But on the subject of Haas, they've recently just re-signed Kennedy, Hulkenberg, and suck my balls, honey, Kevin Magnussen. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they fulfill Haas's purpose, I suppose. They're waiting for more money to come in before they can start spending all of the money they have.
I just feel like Haas have the least inspired driver lineup decisions of anyone. Every time they make a driver decision, I'm just like, all right. Well, it just sends me to sleep, their driver decisions. And what's Hulkenberg? 36 now, we found out.
Yeah.
We found out. We keep saying found out like this, like it's a secret. I guess he's doing a good job. Does Magnussen need to be there still?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think.
But then the thing is, like, who do you replace? Who's jumping up and down to go to Haas?
Yeah, I mean, they don't want Mick Schumacher back. He was costing them more money than they could ever bring into the team. So,
yeah, he was wiping their profit margin out big time. And then Stein has made it clear he doesn't want any rookies.
Yeah, and
I think it's rich from him. I'm like, well, who do you think you are? Who do you think you're getting? You're not getting fucking Norris in there, are you?
Yeah, but I think the reason he doesn't want rookies is like Mick Schumacher's a perfect example.
And Mazepin, let's not forget. Yeah, I guess he was burnt pretty hard when he put the Schumacher Mazepin just smashing up, demolition derby, smashing the car to pieces. I'd love to know their bill over the year. That was it, a year or 2 years, though, teammates?
No, just a year.
Felt longer. I'd love to know the bill. I'd like to combine. I know Mick Schumacher's was the most. I think it was like 4 million worth of damage, which is just quite impressive.
I feel like we need to talk about George Russell's new hair.
Oh yeah, he's just come on the screen. Love his new hair. I love it.
It's interesting. It seems to. He must have had a good time over his summer break. That's all I can think.
Yeah, no, he looks so much less Buzz Lightyear now. I think it really works.
Yeah, he's really found himself.
If you're a Toy Story fan, you're not going to like the new haircut.
Well, it's a little bit more woody now.
It is a bit more woody. Okay, he's got the Toy Story fans back. It is a bit more woody, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just he's definitely changed. And I can't work out how.
It's the hair. It's the hair. He had that really boring banker haircut before. Now he's got a bit of flow going on and stuff. I love it. He's got a tan. It's gorgeous. No homo, of course. Of course. I don't know. If you fancy George Russell, comment below. No, to wrap up, is there anyone we haven't spoken about? Talking? No, it's not talking. Spoken about. Williams. Oh, we spoke about Sargent. Albon's done great all weekend. He's been really solid. Again, he's someone who I didn't really believe the hype, but I'm actually starting to get on the hype train now.
Yeah, and Zhou, pretty much the same.
Zhou threw it in the wall at 700,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, but when he's on track.
When he's got all the wheels on this car.
Yeah. Well, like we were saying earlier, he doesn't crash often, but when he does, he likes to have a big crash.
He does not do small crashes. He does, we're staying on the track, or I'm flying 700 speed of light through the galaxy into the barrier.
Yeah.
Anyone else? We spoke about kind of Carlos Sainz did really well actually today. Not really well, sorry. I've my expectation for Ferrari have gone so low. I'm like, they're fifth. But Ocon was having an argument with someone. Who cares? But yeah, in terms of the rest of the season, look forward to the rest of the season. I didn't know if that was a question or I thought that was a statement.
Yep. It's just going to be a lot more of Max, isn't it? That's all we can look for.
I think Monza, I've been saying this every race. I think Monza's the best chance someone else could win because it's such an outlier. It's just all about straight line speed, which they have a very good engine. But I think Williams are going to be good there because that car is very slippery.
They're definitely not enough to beat Max in the Red Bull, though. Williams. Just based on straight line speed alone.
That's all Monza is, straight line speed. Fly down the track because they've got no downforce and no floor on their car, and then just hold it and just hold on to it through, I was going to say stage 2, sector 2.
Yeah. I mean...
But I've literally, this is race 13, for the last 12 races, I think this is the best chance someone's got to be in Red Bull. So we'll see. Yeah, Max cannot be stopped. This is something we've never seen before. I wasn't alive for the Schumacher. No, sorry, I was alive for the Schumacher, but I was very, very young, so I wasn't watching it. But I've never seen anything like this. This is a different genre of domination. It's just the easiness of when when they called him into the pits for Inters, and he went, no, it's fine, wait there. Like he's just like, it's so easy it's like he's ordering lunch. He's like, no, we'll just look at the menu for a bit. Yeah, we'll have some water for the table. Just
yeah, I mean, I see his attitude towards it has become, this is easy. I'm enjoying how easy it is. I don't even want to fight anymore. Whereas before he was like, oh yeah, I want to fight to win. And now he is just loving going for a nice drive every Sunday.
Like you almost get at the start when someone's trying to challenge off the line, he's like, really? Can we just? I've not got time for this. Do you know what I mean? I want to just disappear and chat with Rocky on the radio and tell him how cloudy it is.
Or ask if his helmet's phone ringing in the background. Yeah.
His helmet's phone ringing. Okay, well, thank you if you watched this far. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And we're new to this still, so why am I doing that? All feedback is good feedback, so let us know. Do you want the videos to be longer, shorter? Should we talk more about this? Should we talk more about that? Should we do these kind of videos? Any suggestions you have, we're open to them, even if it's something like starting an OnlyFans. Maybe that's something we could accommodate. Any feet fan? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. All right, thank you for watching the video. See ya. Bye-bye.